Chapter 10 Chaos and Canaries. Lily, May, and Ranger hurried back toward Chinatown. They weaved through crowds of people, all rushing the other way, away from the spreading fires. Lily's throat burned from the smoke. She wished she had thought to bring water from the pavilion, but all she had in her bundle was a bit of bread from breakfast. Was it really just this morning that the earth had shaken her awake? So much has happened since she'd slipped away from the mission house girls as they marched up the hill. Lily fished out the bread and broke off pieces for May and Ranger. They ate as they walked through the crowd. Hundreds of quiet, tired people surged toward the ferries, carrying what they could. Some had wrapped their things in bedcloths, like Lily had. Others looked as if they simply grabbed whatever they found on their way out the door. Lily saw 3 people pass with canaries and one with an empty cage. Lily wondered what happened to the bird. Maybe it flown into the cool woods or off to the bay. Along with the refugees, there were more and more soldiers in the streets. They galloped on by horses and stood guard in front of crumbling buildings, holding long rifles at their sides. Troops were clearing bricks and stones from the streets. They stopped practically all the men who passed by work with them. But the soldiers ignored May and Lily until they tried to turn down one of the side streets. "Area closed off," the soldier said. He towered over them on his horse. May looked up at him. "I must get our papers. We live just down the street and—" The soldier lifted his gun. "Doesn't matter where you live. They're getting ready to dynamite buildings to stop the fire. No one's going in." "They're blowing up our homes?" May's eyes were huge. "They can't. I have to—" "May, we have to go." Lily tugged her friend's arm and pulled her away, with Ranger at their side. Lily couldn't imagine how awful it must feel to have a home and know it was about to be destroyed. She knew how much May's family needed those papers, but she also knew that arguing with the soldier would only make things worse. "Maybe there's another way in," Lily whispered, "but we'll have to be fast." They backtracked until they found an open street that led toward the Wong's family grocery store. "How can blowing up buildings stop the fire?" May said as they rushed down the side street. "I'm not sure," Lily said, but she'd been watching the fires in the distance. They seemed to spread as if by magic, as if the flames could leap across the streets from one building to another on the far side. Maybe by creating space between buildings so the flames have nowhere to go. But so far, the fire was winning. More and more people filled the streets, fleeing from the burned districts in groups of 2 or 3 or 4. Lily caught bits of their conversations as they hurried past. "No time to go back for the silver. Send word to Uncle Jacob in Oakland. Water and food at the park." Then a voice rose louder than the rest. "Canaries! Free! Can you take a bird?" Lily spun around and saw a short, bald man in a doorway on the far side of the street. He held a cage out toward the sidewalk. Inside was a tiny golden bird. "Oh!" Lily gasped. She felt as if she'd finally glimpsed the sun, shining through this dark afternoon. She left May and ran to the man. "We can't, but you're giving them away?" The man nodded sadly. "Just got a big shipment in, and the fire's heading this way. There's no way I'll be able to save them all. I'd rather let them go than have them perish." "Lily, come on," May called from the street. "Can you take one?" The man held out the bamboo cage. The bird gave a little hop on its perch. Its tail feathers trembled. "Do you sing?" Lily said, and whistled a few notes. The bird didn't sing back. It looked out at Lily with scared black eyes. "I can't," Lily thought. "Not with all they had to carry, not with the fire spreading and papers to save, and still so far to go." But the bird's bright feathers reminded her of Gum-Gum's shining golden scales, and her eyes burned. "No," she thought. "Yes," she said. She took the cage and hurried back to May. "Lily," May said. "What?" "He's going to be left behind," she said quietly. "I couldn't leave him." "But," May started to say something, but stopped. "Let's go. It's not far." The crowd thinned, and soon they reached the long street. But another soldier on horseback stood guard at the top of the block. He held up a hand when the girls started toward him. "No one's allowed in the area," he barked. "The mayor issued an order. Anyone stealing or looting is to be shot on sight." "We're not looting," Lily blurted. "I live here," May said, "and I have to—" "No exceptions," the soldier said. Lily stared past him. She could see the Wong store. It was so close. "Please," May stepped towards the officer. Lily pulled her back. "We understand, sir," Lily said, and hustled May around the corner. "What do you mean, we understand?" May cried. Tears made trails down her dusty cheeks. "Without those papers—" "You can't force your way past the army," Lily said. "But I have another idea."